I'm going to make this part 4 of the doorbell server refurbishing series, but I don't know that it actually deserves its own version number and part, so to speak. This is a US Robotics 56K external non-WIN modem. Hooks up 25-pin serial. Yeah, this was the real deal. Super friggin' expensive back in the day. This cost a bundle. There's all the stuff on the back of it. I think I might have gotten this at a thrift store, and we're not going to talk about the reason why the power button switch is missing. You can still just gunk on it. It's been sitting on my server room floor forever. You can still turn it on and off. That's certainly not missing because of some strange main board swap in this for a newer revision or something. Definitely never ever happened. So we're going to get this hooked up to a Windows XP machine, which is of course the doorbell server. I have not reloaded it yet. That's going to be the next step after testing. So this one is going to be planning for the future. We have to get this US Robotics modem connected. So we'll take our 25 to 9-pin adapter cable and plug it in right over here, if I can get it lined up with one hand. Oh good, the cable's not knackered, it actually plugged right in. Alright, I'm going to make that nice and tight. The other end is a 9-pin, which will plug into, ooh, the serial port. Check that out. Yeah. I'm going to plug this in and put the phone wire in it. Okay, it's haphazardly plugged in. Phone wire is the black wire right there. Serial cable is turned on, and the CS, clear to send, light is on. So that's good. We'll leave it hanging there. As far as Windows is concerned, this was never plugged in. This never happened. Now, you might be asking, don't you have a modem in there? Yeah, and if you watch the earlier parts of the series, you'll know that not only do I have a modem in there, but it's also a US Robotics 56K. That's right there. So this part of the series, like I said, is going to be called Planning for the Future. I wanted to do a little bit more with this machine, but I think, and I'm not certain, but I think the processor, being only 300 megahertz, really isn't fast enough to perform the other services that I want this machine to perform. And as such, I'm going to have to farm that out to another machine right nearby. And that one does not have a modem in it, but does have a plethora of ports. Enter this external one. If I recall, the reason the mainboard swap that never happened on this never happened was because the old one didn't support caller ID, and this new one does. I'm going on very vague, foggy memories. So, we're testing this out, see if it's going to work. Next step is to let Windows know that this is available. As you can see, all it knows about is the internal one. That's why it says INT right there. But it does not know that the other one exists. Now, let me get my arms straightened out here. We'll close that. Should be COM1. Just out of curiosity, I want to see if that actually gives it an actual port. Yes, COM3. Okay, so that's fine. So in order to make this happen, we're going to go to, oh, where was it now? What was that? Action, scan for hardware changes. Oh, there it is. Serial port devices were not plug and play, so that's why. Now, I don't know if it's going to want a driver for it. That could be a little troubling. But we'll wait and see. Looks like it's going to thrash around for a bit till it figures out what it's going to do. Okay, sometime later now, and it came up automatically. Let's see what it says here. Under Properties, on COM1, speaker volume off or on, because it has a manual dial on it. We'll hit Diagnostics, we'll hit Query Modem, and watch it. And it came back with all its stuff there, so that's good. And of course you can scroll down in this list if you wanted. So whatever that is. What else? Initialization, default preferences. Let's see. Nothing that needs to be changed or done. Driver doesn't need any updating, because that just is, and that's it, and it's just there. Next thing is to launch Hyperterminal to see if the caller ID works. I have this other call alert program that would also work, but we'll just try Hyperterminal. It should be under Communications, Hyperterminal, and I'll set up a new thing. Name caller ID, and phone number will just put in bullshit. And change it to COM1. Oh, wait a minute. Nope. US Robotics Fax External. And that's it. So we are ready. I'll just tell it to actually cancel. And I should be able to type... Well, I guess I have to set up... where is it now? I gotta look for it to echo back the characters. I forget where the hell it is. It was hidden somewhere real good. Maybe here. Echo type characters locally. There we go. Okay. AT DT 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, it's communicating with the modem. We'll hit ATH. Well, I guess we don't need to. AT to clear it. I think ATA picks up. Right. Alright, now I'll get the other phone and call. Okay, with any luck. It's not showing the caller ID. Alright, well, Hyperterminal didn't work. This program may address the modem a little differently. I don't know. Nothing. Damn. But it does have a light that lights up. Okay, well, I really thought that this modem had the caller ID. Either I have a second one floating around that does, or I don't know. So that puts a little bit of a damper on my idea. We did prove at least how to hook it up and see if it'll still work, and that we proved, but as far as the caller ID, it didn't want to cooperate. So I guess it's sort of back to the drawing board on that. I'll get back to that at a later time. I have some other ideas as far as what I can actually do to make this work. One of which I'd rather not do, would be to pull that internal modem should the other machine have a free ISA slot, but something tells me they're all taken up in that machine. Not certain, but pretty sure. I think pretty much all the slots in that guy are filled, so I don't know if that's really going to work. There was one other caller ID program that had this weird option that you could hit and said if caller ID isn't working, run this procedure. Allegedly it would fuck with the modem for 2 minutes or so and then have you try it, and more often than not it would make modems that allegedly didn't even recognize that start working with caller ID. So I could potentially switch over to that. I don't know. This one was a bust. So that was a grand waste of time. Thank you for enjoying that. At least you got to see some vintage old hardware. So it's not all bad. Anywho, next step here is going to be to reinstall the operating system from scratch. Like I said, I have an image on that drive of what's here now, so should anything go horribly awry, I can go back to what I'm doing right now. But the OS that's on here has been on here since, if I had to guess, probably around 2002. So it's been a long time. It's been a long time. At least 15 years, if not longer. Thank you for watching. Make sure you hit like, make sure you hit subscribe, and we'll be back with reinstalling the OS on this machine. Bye-bye.